the final part for the car just came in. Grabbed a tool bag with everything I might need, and we're going to head out to the car and start getting to work. So there are great videos out there on how to do this correctly, but because all of these are broken, I know I'm going to be struggling to get all this off, so I'm not going to record much, but I am going to get all this off, and I'll show you guys with it all off and ready to go, and then I'm going to start installing the new parts. So, update, I'm currently 3.5 hours in. I'm just taking a break. Grabbed a pretzel and a Dr. Pepper. I just got everything removed. So everything is off. It was a struggle. A lot of cuts were made and a lot of blow torches were used. But everything is off. So now we gotta start put everything back on after I straighten everything out. There's a piece where the lower control arm connects. It is bent. So I need to straighten that, and then we can start putting everything on. I just got the upper control arm back on, and now if you look, you see how those have a bend in them? They're not supposed to. They're supposed to be straight. So I'm going to try and straighten those out as much as I can, and then put on the lowers.
How long we been out here? You've been out here.
What time is it?
7, 8 o'clock. 7:59. I'm recording. Go.
Okay, so I put in the A-arm and I put in the lower, and then I realized the A-arm does not fit with that coil. The clearance is not enough. So I need to hollow out the hole a little bit and make it so that the coil arm will fit through it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Welcome back. Today tonight we are going to try and get this Miata up on some feet and see if it rolls, see if anything rubs, see if anything goes wrong with it. I just pulled the front two off of the old, like my other Miata, so that we can just go back there and test it. I am still in the search for a set of tires and wheels. But for now, these are gonna have to do just to be able to test it and see if it works. Just got back here. I grabbed the tires and I moved the tarp so that we can start throwing on these wheels. And then I gotta pull out that I-beam. So I'll update you as soon as that's out, and we'll see if this thing will roll. The Miata is standing on its own feet. This side over here literally looks perfect. It looks perfect. All the suspension looks exactly how it should. Everything looks in place. Nothing's off in a weird angle. Everything looks perfect, and it is sitting on its own feet. We are finally back in the Miata after the longest time. Now we just have to start it and really hope it starts to roll. Let's see. Car's on. We have finally made it back on the street. Yeah, it did. We're back on the road. We are officially back on its feet. It died a few times pulling up front, and I think that's just because it's running straight to headers and nothing else. I'm going to check the oil, make sure everything is good, and then we're gonna pull it back around back and take my tires back, but I just wanted to make sure everything worked, and it does. This is finally our baseline. So I'm on my way to Quick Trip right now because I pulled the Miata up the front, and when I was taking a look at it, kind of expecting it with a little bit of a better a view of everything, I went to go check how much oil was in there because it kept shutting off on the way down the road. So it kept turning off as I was pulling it around front, and that was weird. And so I went to go check the oil, and that was a mistake on my part. I was too reckless and I was too excited to get the car moving. I did not check the oil before I took off, and that could have been catastrophic. It could have seized my engine. It could have been bad. So I pulled the dipstick and I checked the oil, and nothing. I had nothing. So I turned the car on and no oil pressure, and it could be one of two things. One of them I'm really scared about because I might have a crack in the oil pan. I know earlier in the series I checked and I didn't see any oil coming out, but that's maybe because all the oil was already gone, which is just me being stupid on my part. It could have been a bad thing and I overseen it, so I'm glad I caught it now before I did anything else. So I'm on my way to Quick Trip to grab some oil just so I can limp it back into the field without seizing the engine. Just grab the oil, going to head back, throw it in the car, and get it back around back before I break anything else. So I just threw 2 quarts in, and I'm sad to say, folks, you see that little dot? That's oil, and that's directly underneath my oil pan. We have an oil leak. So now that we know there's an oil leak, what we need to do is fix it before we can do anything else, because I don't want to blow the engine. So I went up to the store and grabbed some JDB weld. I know that's not the best way to do this, but I grabbed some JB weld. I grabbed the steel stick, really high pressure regulating, everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to band-aid it for now until I can pull the oil pan, either get a new one or weld the inside and do it correctly. But for now, I can patch it so that I can run all these tests, try the new shifter, try the new exhaust, everything like that, until I can get the time to do it correctly. So that's where it leaves us for this video, and we know what we got to do now. The next thing is go get tires, a new shifter, fix the exhaust, oil pan. 4 things. I'll see you in the next one.